So it's 2021. It's 2021. So as you guys know, I've been posting that I am going to be coming to Fireside Chats for Global Women live this, not even new year, but this new age, okay? This new age we have birthed into being. It has been a very painful birth. Oh gosh, it's been such a painful birth. So eye-opening all at the same time. But I'm going to be coming live formally, but I wanted to come on here really quickly just to go ahead and whet all of your palates about what is to come. We're going to be having some really burning discussions. And when I say burning as it relates to the fire of our own power. We're going to gather around the fireside and we are going to really dig in about this idea of mental health disorders, okay? People are throwing around the term mental health like it's a new fad or something. Mental health this, mental health that. But what I know for sure is Fireside Chats for Global Women, and the mission that I am charged to share is not the usual. It's not for the usual or the norm. You know, my perspectives and everything that I share, my methodologies are all specifically tailored and targeted to be unusual, to be the unorthodox, the contrary, the non-traditional approach to mental health treatments. Okay. Now, when I say unorthodox, contrary approaches to mental health treatments, this means anything outside of the usual, right? Now, let me just clarify, I'm not a licensed professional. I am a master level psychologist, okay? My methods are unorthodox because my journey through the darkness of my own mental health was indeed unorthodox, as it is for so many of you who are on this journey. Particularly, my work is tailored and targeted for women and girls. Here at Fireside Chats for Global Women, it is specifically for women because the methodologies and the ideas and the perspectives that I'm going to be sharing are wild. And they're only wild because it speaks to the part of us women that has been lying dormant for way too long, has been vilified and tucked away into the dark crevices of our minds, in which we call the subconscious, for so long that it's now showing up, this hidden and disguised, what we call anxiety and depression, is now showing up as what those would diagnose as a mental health disorder. There is power living on the inside of you that is waiting for you to call it to the forefront. You're wondering why you are experiencing extreme levels of anxiety and depression. Women, I'm speaking to you. You're wondering why you're experiencing extreme levels of anxiety and depression. It is the fact, this is the fact, that the power that you've been hiding and disguising for so long is done with hiding. It's done with playing dress up with the masks you've taught yourself to wear. I only know this and I can only speak about this because I've done the same thing. If you all had been introduced to me, or me being introduced to you, had this introduction happen years ago, you would think that I had been overtaken by a body snatcher. Meaning, everything that I am now, everything that I have become now as a result of me unbecoming everything that I thought I was, everything I was taught to be as a woman, as a human, especially as a melanin woman on this planet, okay? The journey through the darkness of mental health is the journey of unbecoming in order to become. It's the journey of removing the masks we've taught ourselves to wear, removing the masks the world has taught us to wear, removing the masks of tradition, removing the masks of societal expectations, removing the masks of what we consider to be the norm and becoming the abnormal. not even just becoming, but uncovering these extraordinary qualities and aspects about ourselves, of who we are, but not only who we are, of what we are too. Okay? So I want to see all of you on Fireside Chats for Global Women, on Instagram Live, to YouTube as well. This is the dawning of the new age of addressing and calling forth our power through anxiety and depression. Specifically, my work is to support women who struggle with what we call anxiety and depression, to be your night vision goggles through the darkness of this unorthodox path that you are about to embark on. Again, the ideas, the techniques, the perspectives, the methodologies, the shifted approaches that I share are unorthodox by nature, are unorthodox on purpose. And this is for those of you who do not, have not, and are unable to respond to traditional approaches of mental health, okay? This isn't something that your licensed therapist, these aren't ideas that your licensed therapist would ever recommend that you do, mainly because they are misunderstood. These methodologies, ideas, and perspectives are tucked away into the dark crevices of traditional mental health approaches. Why? Because they're considered too wild. They're considered too much, too unusual, too dark. The darkness is synonymous with all of the power that we have been taught to keep hidden. This is my work, to bring to light what has been hidden in the darkness of our own minds and our own bodies, to bring to light the power that we have been taught to vilify into the shadows. Some of you have probably heard of this, which we call shadow work. This is what this journey through the darkness of mental health is. It is the shadow work, okay? It is the shadow work, uncovering all of the power in which you were taught, in which you taught yourself to hide and disguise and vilify. This information goes really, really deep, and a lot of us wonder where it stems from. And it all begins with the essence of who we were taught to be as women, who we were taught not to be as women, how much of ourselves to show up as. And anytime we cut off or attempt to cut off parts of ourselves that are the most powerful, we can expect what we call anxiety and depression to show up fully in its power. But we're going to talk more about this. This is going to be a wild ride, ladies. These are going to be some amazing discussions. The information that I'm going to be sharing is breakthrough methodologies. Also, just FYI, I have submitted all of my paperwork. I'm working with an attorney right now to trademark Fireside Chats for Global Women. Trademarking only in the fact that the everything that I'm sharing as far as my written works, my quotes, my articles, all of the motifs that I share, all of the tailored and targeted, just anything that I write and anything that I share. I'm working with an attorney to trademark everything that I share through Fireside Chats, because this is new, powerful, dynamic breakthrough information that is truly the journey for those of you who are ready to turn your pain and your anxiety and your depression into your power. Okay? So I had to go through this whole journey to do the trademark work. We have to do our crossing of the T's and dotting of the I's, right? We have to get that in order. I cannot tell you guys how many times I have began a work and begin sharing it publicly. And next thing you know, I see people who I know personally, people who I've worked with in media and radio and magazine, people who I've known and who've known me. Whenever I share anything publicly, before taking this journey to protect my work, I would see my work show up in other places, and that's okay. The point is to get this information and use it and do something with it. That's the whole point. This information that I'm sharing is globally impactful, as it should be, as it's meant to be. But the work is to protect the work that I have journeyed through the darkness to uncover. And when you see, because turning pain into power is sexy, and the motifs that make that true, that make that real, you will know that this is the ground in which that grew. And so I have to protect myself. So the trademark information is submitted, and I'm just waiting to hear back from the USPTO. And as soon as I hear back and I have the go-ahead to put out this information, I'm telling you, I'm so burning on the inside. I mean, I'm literally just engulfed in my own phoenix fire, in my own phoenix flame. I'm on fire, ready to give you this information, ladies, for you. So if turning pain into your power is your journey and you want it to be sexy, then click follow, okay? I cannot wait to see you on the flip side of this thing. We're already here. We're already on the shifted side. So I cannot wait to see you. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube at Fireside Chats for Global Women. And I'll be sharing some other information going forward on Patreon as well, okay? So these are unorthodox times. And in unorthodox times, it calls for unorthodox approaches, unorthodox conversations, contrary to everything we've ever been taught about ourselves and about the world around us. This is the journey, okay? The face of mental health is shifting. I see so many people just throwing the term around, and, you know, everyone has their own individual journey. That's understandable. But this isn't some new fad or gimmick to be a part of. And, you know, and I'm not sure if some people are choosing to be a part of assisting those with mental health because it looks like you care, like you actually give a damn. For me, I cannot take advice from anyone, whether licensed or not, if you haven't taken the journey yourself and have lived to talk about it, but also have been able to thrive because of what you learned from this journey, okay? And thriving doesn't necessarily mean material things, and that's great. We need material things, right? We need to be able to survive and have money. You know that in order for me to continue this, I'm going to need your contributions, your financial donations, okay? Thank you for the emails and the messages that I get and the DMs that I get that says that you love what I share. But I'd love for you to show your appreciation through your financial contributions. That would be amazing. And I'll give some information about how you can do that. But, you know, I'm seeing so many people talk about this, and there are so many people talking about it who haven't taken the journey themselves, who haven't taken this particular journey through the darkness, okay? You have your typical ideologies about taking deep breaths and going for a walk, and we know all that. That's like, duh. At this point, okay? We know that stuff. That's a given. But this journey through the darkness of mental health says this. You cannot even get to the point of going for a walk, counting to 10, and taking deep breaths unless you know what the hell you're breathing through. I like to say it's like imagine you and another partner were the first two humans on the planet, and you become pregnant. And you have no idea that you are. And you are going through all of these changes in your body and in your mind. You have no idea that there's literally a human going on the inside of you. And there's nobody there to teach you. There's no information around that tells you that, there's no information around, they said something nice. There's no information around to tell you exactly what this is that you're going through. And the only thing that you know to do is to breathe. How the hell are you going to breathe through contractions when you have no idea that you're pregnant, that you have no idea that you're even carrying life on the inside of you? So this is the journey through the darkness. This life that lives on the inside of you is this power that is ready to be born into the world. And you have to do more than just breathe through it. That's a part of it. But you got to know what the hell you're dealing with at all. And this is a journey. It is the journey of uncovering what this power even is and how to use it with emotional intelligence. On Fireside Chats for Global Women, this isn't just about people coming and women coming into their power and have no idea what to do with their power once they're in it. You have no idea what to do with your power once you tapped into it. We've seen enough of that in the world as is. We've seen enough people in positions of power with no idea of how to wield their power efficiently, with no idea of how to wield their power intelligently. It's like giving a child a loaded gun. Okay? So on this path through the darkness of mental health, we're not just uncovering your power. We're not just removing the masks of your power. We're not just bringing your power out of the dark and teaching ourselves to no longer vilify this power, but we are harnessing and refining our emotional intelligence to be able to skillfully, productively, and intelligently will this power for the good of ourselves and for all those involved in our worlds, okay? In our worlds. Emotional intelligence is key to this journey of uncovering your power, calling your power to the forefront, calling anxiety and depression to the forefront, which again is merely just your suppressed feminine power screaming to be unleashed. And on this journey, I'm going to teach you how to unleash it and how to will it efficiently with emotional intelligence. So I'll see you, ladies, on the flip side of this thing. We are here. It's been a tough journey for me too, but we're going to talk so much about this. It's going to be more than just, oh yes, I've experienced that, or oh yes, I've experienced pain, and yes, I'm depressed, but do you even know what depression is for you? Okay, you're diagnosed with anxiety, or somebody diagnosed you with something that they're calling anxiety because they can't explain what else it could possibly be unless they flirt with the idea that uncovering it at all is something unusual and unorthodox in and of itself. It's time to uncover what this power is and what to do with it. It's time to move past the idea that you're merely labeled with a diagnosis and that's as far as it goes. We know the symptoms of it, but the question is, what is it really? And I'm going to guide you through that. And I'm excited to do it. And I can only guide you through it because I've taken the journey myself and have lived to talk about it. So I'll see you guys very, very soon. Yeah. Pain to power, right? Pain to power. So make sure you share this. Tag your aunties and your moms and your cousins and any woman, daughter and aunties. I already said aunties. Who you know this journey is for, who you know speaks this language and or are ready to learn, speak, write, and even teach this language. This is mental health approaches, unorthodox, that are meant to serve this new age that is not coming into view, but that is here. It's here now. Okay? So I'll see you. Email me at TamishaBurgess@gmail.com for more information about what we're doing next with Fireside Chats for Global Women. You can email me, firesidechatsforglobalwomen@gmail, or you can simply DM me here. All right? I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.